Welcome back, crime fighters. It's time for another edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted, your opportunity to help us catch some bad guys and get them off the streets for a while. We appreciate you doing that. I'm your host, Chris Wright, and thank you for the work that you've done in the past week. 7 more arrests have been made thanks to the information that you have shared with us. That brings our grand total over the last 12 years or so to 3,730. You're doing a great job. Keep it up, and we'll have this week's lineup coming up in just a few minutes. Of course, we're getting very close now to the 4th of July holiday, and so we got some good news and bad news as far as the safety of the holiday is concerned. Of course, a lot of people are always on the road for the 4th of July, and with gas prices being low and a few other factors, we are expecting a larger than normal number of travelers this year. A lot of people on the roads, so that increases the opportunity for some bad things to happen while traveling. The good news is that this year the 4th of July is on a Monday, and for whatever reason, statistically, when the 4th of July falls on a Monday, the number of alcohol-related incidents is significantly lower than when it happens on a Thursday or Friday or over the weekend. So, some good news and bad news, but either way, just be careful while you celebrate our nation's independence with this 4th of July, and as so many of you head off on vacation. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the first half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
The Ford brand has always brought you impressive style and legendary quality, and Sonny King Ford brings you the lowest price and the largest inventory, new or pre-owned. The new 2015 F-150 gets the best gas mileage of any truck without giving up its powerful towing capacity. The iconic new 2015 Mustang, with its classic pony car looks and hunkered down stance, preserves a legacy that defines American motoring. For over 93 years, Sonny King Ford, for the best cars and best price.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
a crackhead,
drug addict,
alcoholic,
meth freak,
a rich,
like me.
I once was
homeless,
broken, sad,
just lost.
But now I am
sober,
happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
AOD Federal Credit Union. You already know their friendly staff and great loan products. So here's reason number 8 to choose AOD FCU, a new all-platinum Visa credit card. Call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com to start earning 1% cash back on purchases. Your good credit earns you a better rate. A new Platinum Visa card. Another reason you belong at AOD Federal Credit Union.
I have a lot of land that I have to keep up. I'd recommend Mahindra. I've never had any trouble with mine. Like I said, I do a lot of bush hogging. I do a lot of garden tilling. The service department has been great. Every time I've ever called or needed anything done, they have done it for me.
Hey folks, come see us at Foothills Tractor. We're your one-stop shop for anything you need. Locally owned, locally operated, give you the best customer service guaranteed.
Ready for a new ride? Get ready for Rig. I'm Rig A. Marole, and I am ready with all the fancy jargon, made-up expenses, marketing gimmicks, and flat-out lies that you've come to expect when you go car shopping. You want to pay way too much for a piece of junk like this? Get a load of me, Rig A. Marole, at your neighborhood used car dealer. I'll have you marolling off this lot in your new vehicle.
I'm Marty Boyles, and I guarantee no rigmarole here at Jacksonville Auto Sales. Just good cars and trucks at fair prices. We're in Jacksonville across from Walmart, or find us on the web at jascars.com. Remember, Jacksonville Auto Sales, home of the no rigmarole deal.
Hi, I'm Katina Houston Stroud with Family Links, and this is the Family Tip of the Week. We've all come into relationships with our own belief systems from our upbringings, but it doesn't always mean it's the best way to raise your family. A major stumbling block for parents is a lack of communication on the topic of parenting styles. Couples make sure they're on the same page with religion and politics before tying the knot, but they don't talk about the kind of parents they want to be until they're faced with a screaming newborn, bickering siblings, or how to handle issues with the children. While you can agree to disagree, here are some ideas for compromise around two hotbed areas of conflict: sleep and discipline. Sleep and bedtimes. One parent may feel that kids need a certain nighttime routine, baths, toothbrushing, and wind down followed by bedtime, while another parent thinks kids should be able to run wild and stay awake until they eventually fall asleep from exhaustion. The compromise, the key is to talk about the differences after the kids are in bed and to try and meet in the middle. Discipline. To spank or not to spank, that is the question. While one parent fully believes in spare the rod, spoil the child, the other parent believes in letting issues resolve themselves. Also, how do you decide what behavior warrants a consequence or what battle to pick? One parent's first reaction is punishment, where the other is to diffuse or redirect the behavior. This friction stems from different parenting styles, but also one parent may have a higher tolerance for less serious but highly annoying behavior. Unfortunately, this is one parenting issue where parents must be on the same page. If you're total polar opposites in terms of the way you discipline the kids, they'll end up going to one parent and not the other, or just having a stronger relationship with one. And they can also pit parents against each other. It can get really complicated. The compromise is communication. This cannot be ignored and must be discussed, maybe even bringing in outside help to mediate the discussion. And when should you worry? Parenting differences can drive a wedge between partners, and it's okay to agree to disagree on some issues if it's done with respect. But beware if disagreements become chronic and hostile. If there's eye-rolling, contempt, or dismissiveness, then the couple starts to feel not so close. And if you feel less close, then you're less likely to do the work it takes to compromise. Ideally, a couple should seek help from a professional before it comes to that. While the issues are being worked out, it's still important to present a united front to the kids and hash out differences behind closed doors, whether at home or in a counselor's office. Remember, you know you're different as parents, but ultimately you should have the same parenting goals and respect that you're working together. For more family tips, please call Family Links at 256-820-5911.
And let's get started with this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. We start today with Chris Mayfield of Alexandria. He is wanted for harassment. Chandrico Carter of Anniston, wanted on a bond revocation for first-degree possession of marijuana. Zachary Holcomb from Wellington, wanted for failure to appear for possession of paraphernalia with intent to sell or deliver. Jabril Clark of Anniston, wanted for failure to appear for possession of marijuana, second degree, and resisting arrest. Larry Norton of Anniston, wanted for failure to appear for domestic violence, third degree assault, and also domestic violence, third degree harassment. Jennifer Reeves of Piedmont, wanted for non-payment of child support. And Tony Cargill of Verbena, wanted for non-payment of child support. We've got more bad guys we'll tell you about coming up in just a few minutes. If you have any information about these individuals, call Calhoun County Crime Stoppers at 256-238-1414. All right, we will have more bad guys for you in just a few minutes, but right now I want to introduce you to one of the good gals. Emily Sims is joining us from the Children's Policy Council of Etowah County. Good to see you, Emily.
Good to see you.
And of course, a lot of people know you from your work full-time with the United Way. There, you're the director of the Success by Six program, which kind of falls in line with what you do with the Children's Policy Council as well.
It does. The Children's Policy Council is a group that is mandated by the state of Alabama to meet, and what we do is we address the needs and opportunities that are needed in our county. And so every year we do a needs assessment, and this year we just did our needs assessment. And our needs are substance abuse. We see that every day with our teens. We see that with our parents, who it's bleeding on over to our children. And we also have a school success component to that, where we need our children to be successful in school. They need to have the proper supplies, they need to have the proper education, and so that was one of our other needs. And then also safety, and that kind of goes in hand with a lot of the things that we're doing now with bullying prevention, human trafficking, and things like that.
All right, so as you're assessing the needs, obviously we see some areas here that you just talked about where we do have needs, and we've got more needs than just those, obviously. But are you seeing any areas where we had a need and the need is being met, so it's no longer one of your top priorities?
Well, we did change one of our needs this year. It's been bullying for several years, and we did change that to substance abuse because there are so many agencies and schools that are coming on board with this and realizing that it is such an issue, and they're doing things in the school systems to prevent it. Of course, it's not going to be completely gone, but we have done some things with some workshops and partnering with other agencies to help address that need. And we felt like there was a lot of things going on and that there's been a lot of buzz about it.
You
and
kind of got the ball rolling a little bit.
Yeah, we hope so. We hope that we're making a difference and changing some lives and preventing some children from something horrible happening.
All right. So tell me about the council. You obviously you assess the needs and try to meet them. How do you try to meet these needs?
Well, we are a group that is some of our members are mandated and some of them are not. And so we have a board, a working board that comes up with ideas and projects. And so we have projects going on every month in our county, from health screenings to we have a thing called the Choice Bus that comes from Birmingham that we put in the school systems. We have a fundraiser that we're doing right now to fund all of our projects. We help with graduation. So we are in the community. We try to be in the community every month doing something. We have blue polos that have our logo on there, and we want people to know who we are and what we're doing.
Now you mentioned the fundraiser. That's the t-shirts, right?
Yes.
Can we get a look at the t-shirts here to see? These are available for I think $10. Is that right?
Yes, $10, small through extra large, 12 for 2X and 3X. And the logo was actually created by a member and her husband that's in our policy council. And it shows a graduate because we do some graduation programs, a child jumping rope because we do some health screening things, a special needs child in a wheelchair because we have several special needs projects that are ongoing right now, a child reading because we do some reading in daycares. And so we tried to pick something that would just show what we do across the board. And we love that logo. It has been such a great thing for us. We've had people say, y'all need to replace that with your real logo, and because it just shows what we do, and it gives people an idea of exactly who we are and what we do, because a lot of people don't know who the Children's Policy Council is, and so it's a great time for us to educate the community.
All right, you mentioned that some of the roles are mandated by the states. Other roles are just people that step in and say, I want to help.
Yes, we have agencies that come and want to help, people from DHR, from local agencies, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Family Success Center. We have people that just want to be a part of it, and once we start doing cool projects, they want to be a part of it, because it's really heartwarming to see 80 special needs kids come into a prom just for them, and everything is done just so they smile and have a good time. And so it's really a heartwarming thing to see those kind of projects take place. And it's not something that a lot of agencies, that's not their focus, is to put on a special needs prom, but that's what we can do. We can kind of fill in those gaps.
And we're going to talk about some of the specific projects here in just a few minutes, but I've served on several boards over the years. I've never been on one where we put on a project every month.
Yeah.
That's a big undertaking.
Yeah, it is. We have subcommittees who kind of split, we divide and conquer and take different things. I'm early care, health, and education, so anything that falls under those, that's what I do. And then we have a financial stability, economic security, and safety. And they kind of take the other stuff, and we just split it down the middle, but the whole policy council helps with all the projects. So it may not be my project. A lot of the time I'm volunteering and helping because I want to see them. I want to see how it works. I want to see how those kids show up and see the smiles, and it really does your heart some good.
Absolutely. All right, well, we need to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll find out about some of these specific projects that are coming up and how you may be able to get involved when we return on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
Ready for a new ride? Get ready for Rig. I'm Rig A. Marole, and I am ready with all the fancy jargon, made-up expenses, marketing gimmicks, and flat-out lies that you've come to expect when you go car shopping. You want to pay way too much for a piece of junk like this? Get a load of me. Rig a Marole at your neighborhood used car dealer. I'll have you marolling off this lot in your new vehicle.
I'm Marty Boyles, and I guarantee no rigmarole here at Jacksonville Auto Sales. Just good cars and trucks at fair prices. We're in Jacksonville across from Walmart, or find us on the web at jascars.com. Remember, Jacksonville Auto Sales, home of the no rigmarole deal.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead.
Drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak,
A wretch.
like me.
I once was.
Homeless,
Broken. Sad.
just lost. But now I am sober.
Happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
I have a lot of land that I have to keep up. I'd recommend Mahindra. I've never had any trouble with mine. Like I said, I do a lot of bush hogging. I do a lot of garden tilling. The service department has been great. Every time I've ever called or needed anything done, they have done it for me.
Hey folks, come see us at Foothills Tractor. We're your one-stop shop for anything you need. Locally owned, locally operated, give you the best customer service guaranteed.
AOD Federal Credit Union. You already know their friendly staff and great loan products. So here's reason number 8 to choose AOD FCU, a new all-platinum Visa credit card. Call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com to start earning 1% cash back on purchases. Your good credit earns you a better rate. A new Platinum Visa card. Another reason you belong at AOD Federal Credit Union.
And now for the second half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Tandra Patterson of Anniston wanted for failure to appear for use and possession of drug paraphernalia and public intoxication, as well as second-degree possession of marijuana. Joshua Deason of Jacksonville wanted on a probation violation for the unlawful manufacture of a controlled substance. Gina Sims from Jacksonville wanted for failure to appear for passing bad checks. Heather Wright of Jacksonville wanted for failure to appear for drug offender ephedrine and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. Erica Williams of Anniston wanted for passing bad checks. And Hillary Slayton of Oxford is wanted for failure to appear for receiving stolen property first degree, possession of a controlled substance, and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. If you have any information about these individuals and where they can be found, please call Calhoun County Crime Stoppers. Their number is 256-238-1414. You could get a cash reward of up to $1,000. All right, Emily is with us from the Children's Policy Council in Etowah County, and we've been talking about what the council is and how you're assessing and meeting the needs of children in the area. Let's talk about some of these special events that you said we've got one every month, which is just a huge undertaking for any organization to try to pull off. What are the events that are coming up soon?
So soon, we have a health screening that will be at Atala Elementary next month. We just did one at Stripland, and we're doing one at Atala Elementary for their summer kids. And we will be checking their vision, their height, weight, BMI, blood pressure, dental, and hearing. And a lot of that has to do with the success in school, doesn't it? Because it does.
If we're not figuring out what health problems are getting in the way, the teacher is never going to be able to do their job.
Right. Well, and we just did that health screening. We had one child fail their hearing screening. And so that child is not not an old child, but he's 7 or 8. So I'm thinking they've been in school for a year probably, and they've not been able to hear. And that could be part of the reason, if they're not doing well in school, why they don't do well in school. So we're doing that. And it's always interesting to find the needs. Sometimes we have found children who are 4 and 5 who have high blood pressure. It's the craziest thing, but it's very scary. And so we're hoping that we can plant this seed in the parents' mind that there's a problem and we need to keep an eye on it, because we don't want those children to have, long-term health problems. Another thing that's coming up will be in September. I think it's September the 14th. We have a workshop. It's our second annual workshop called Kids Workshop, which stands for Kids in Dangerous Situations. Last year our focus was bullying, and this year our focus is more or less the dangerous situations that children get themselves into. So we have someone speaking about human trafficking. We have another lady who's gonna, she's from Bradford and she's amazing. She comes in and spreads all these things out on a table, and it's drugs and paraphernalia that you maybe as a parent or just as a citizen didn't know that you could store drugs in those, or things like that that kids may be walking around with and you just think it's a necklace, but it's something else. She's going to be there. We also have another one who's going to be talking about marijuana and the effects on children's brains when they smoke marijuana. And so it's going to be a very interesting training. They're all very knowledgeable, all female, not on purpose, but all female. And they are going to have an hour to speak. CEU credits will be offered. It'll be free to anyone that wants to come, and free lunch for the day.
You started off by mentioning human trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
And to so many of us, we want to think in our minds, this is a problem in third world countries. Right. Maybe you go over to Eastern Europe, you watch the Liam Neeson movie, it's over there. Mm-hmm. It's not in Alabama.
Right.
It is.
It is very much in Alabama. Birmingham is one of the hubs of human trafficking through I-20. I've seen this lady speak before, and she opened my eyes to something that I never ever thought would be in Alabama. And it's very scary, but it's very eye-opening, and you understand more what the concept is of human trafficking. It's not children who get snatched off the side of the road. It's children who are going through hard times, maybe their family life's not great, and they find a boy or somebody that shows them some interest, and it gets them into a world of trouble. And she was actually a victim of human trafficking herself, and so she tells her story, and it's so heart-wrenching to listen to because she suffered so much abuse, and then she turns around and she's helping these ladies, and she has a place for them to come, and she rescues them, and so we want to just give that awareness to our counselors and our agencies about these children, and what are the signs of those kids that could possibly be victims of human trafficking. What do you need to look for, and how could you prevent it?
I just saw something, my brother shared something on the internet, or I guess it was like 2 or 3 days ago, about somebody started a project where they're asking people to take pictures of their hotel rooms. Mm-hmm. And apparently if you take these 4 pictures to identify your hotel room and upload it to this website, they're able to take that, and if they get enough hotel rooms represented, then they'll be able to compare those pictures to pictures that are being posted illegally, and actually find where some of these kids are being held.
Yeah, I saw that too. I didn't really read into it, but I kind of assumed that's what it was about, because that's where their human trafficking occurs. It happens right in front of your face, and you don't realize it in hotels, and you stay in nice hotels or medium-sized hotels, and that's where it happens. And so I think it's a good way for you to kind of be aware and look for those things.
I saw another lady who is a flight attendant, and her mission now is she's teaching flight attendants all over about how to spot the signs of human trafficking, because a lot of these people are being taken on airplanes, and there are ways. If you really want to help, there are ways to help, and the first step is knowing about the problem and how it exists. So this training will be great. So if people want to find out more, we're out of time now, but real quickly, if people want to find out more about these events, how can they do that?
We do have a website. It's kind of long, but it's if you'll Google the Children's Policy Council of Etowah County, it should come up. It's a Wix.com account, and it has all kind of information about when we meet, where we meet, who our speakers are going to be, and I will be putting up information about our policy council and our training, and there will be a link where you can sign up and register for the training.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
Go search for Children's Policy Council of Etowah County. Thank you very much. We will be back in just a few moments with the Crime Stoppers segment of the show and our Crazy Criminal of the Week on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
The Ford brand has always brought you impressive style and legendary quality, and Sonny King Ford brings you the lowest price and the largest inventory, new or pre-owned. The new 2015 F-150 gets the best gas mileage of any truck without giving up its powerful towing capacity. The iconic new 2015 Mustang, with its classic pony car looks and hunkered down stance, preserves a legacy that defines American motoring. For over 93 years, Sonny King Ford for the best cars and best price.
AOD Federal Credit Union. You already know their friendly staff and great loan products. So here's reason number 8 to choose AOD FCU, a new all-platinum Visa credit card. Call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com to start earning 1% cash back on purchases. Your good credit earns you a better rate. A new Platinum Visa card. Another reason you belong at AOD Federal Credit Union.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead.
Drug addict. Alcoholic. Meth freak.
A wretch.
Like me.
I once was.
Homeless.
Broken. Sad.
Just lost. But now I am sober.
Happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
I have a lot of land that I have to keep up. I'd recommend Mahindra. I've never had any trouble with mine. Like I said, I do a lot of bush hogging. I do a lot of garden tilling. The service department has been great. Every time I've ever called or needed anything done, they have done it for me.
Hey folks, come see us at Foothills Tractor. We're your one-stop shop for anything you need. Locally owned, locally operated, give you the best customer service guaranteed.
And now it's time for the Crime Stoppers segment of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. We have some unsolved crimes that we still need your assistance with. Between June 9th and 13th, a Yamaha four-wheeler was stolen from a residence on Mountain View Road in Wellington. On June 17th, a Troy-built lawnmower was stolen from a residence on Old Chocolaca Road in Anniston. On June 18th, the residence on Airport Road in Oxford was shot into. Witnesses stated that the suspect's vehicle was a white Nissan Altima. And between June 16th and 18th, a Harley-Davidson motorcycle was stolen from a residence on Prickettville Road. If you have any information about these cases or others, please contact Calhoun County Crime Stoppers at 256-238-1414. We need your information, not your name.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
All right, it's time for our Crazy Criminal, and today this is a theme that we have every once in a while here on our Crazy Criminal. The bad guys using social media to brag about their crimes. This time it's a 16-year-old kid who murdered a 35-year-old man and then sent a Snapchat out to all of his friends showing a picture of the individual and headlining it that he had actually killed this person. Now, one of his friends took a screenshot of that and took it to the police. So again, we do not encourage crime, but if you are going to commit a crime, we do highly encourage you to share that information on social media because it helps us find you. And please do like his friend did. If somebody sends that information out, you need to share that information with law enforcement. So that's all the time that we have for this week. We will be looking for you again next week, but hopefully not in the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
AOD Federal Credit Union. You already know their friendly staff and great loan products. So here's reason number 8 to choose AOD FCU, a new all-platinum Visa credit card. Call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com to start earning 1% cash back on purchases. Your good credit earns you a better rate. A new Platinum Visa card. Another reason you belong at AOD Federal Credit Union.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead.
Drug addict. Alcoholic. Meth freak.
A wretch.
Like me.
I once was.
Homeless.
Broken. Sad.
Just lost. But now I am Sober.
Happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.